Looking very scary at this scary assembly is a Morris Marina estate with a coffin on the top. Welcome to Lot 76 Cars. My name's Simon and today I'm at one of the few events on at this time of year. It's the assembly at Bicester Heritage. Some great cars to see here. Let's go and have a look round them. So first up today is this beautiful 1954 3.4 litre Armstrong Sidley Sapphire. Now Armstrong Sidley actually sprang out of the aircraft company of the same name, and actually in fact they ceased making cars in 1960. This Sapphire has been motorsport prepared. I'm not really sure if that was they had much of a record in motorsport, maybe long distance tours. You can see here that the rear arches have been cut away, revealing those leaf springs, so it's ready for potentially some rally action. This one's sponsored by the resident brewery here at Bicester Heritage, the Wrigley Monkey Brewery. So great to see that one here today, isn't it? Sticking with a rally theme again is this motorsport prepared Mission Motorsport MGB with those fading lights at the front. This one might be needing a little bit of work on the bodywork, but nothing a bit of filler couldn't sort out back in the day. Great to see that here today, all Bicester Heritage logoed up. Now just what is that, Simon, I hear you cry? Well, in actual fact it's a AVIDUT. Yeah, it's a Simca AVIDUT, which is a brand that was marketed under the Simca name, I think back in the 50s. Now this is even more unusual in that it's either been converted by the factory or even the owner to a pickup, sort of reminiscent of an Australian sort of ute. Wow, I definitely haven't seen one of those before. If you know more about that one, please stick it in the comments, because that's something I know very little about, to be honest. And next to it we've got a good old favourite. It's a Riley 1.5. I think initially this was planned to take the place of the Morris Minor, obviously not in the Riley brand like this one, but I think it had quite a few innovative features. I'm pretty sure they had rack and pinion steering, which was a real game changer. Quite a refined car underneath, and this one's in lovely order. It's actually logoed up for the Starter Motor Company, which wants to get young people more involved with classic cars, and I'm all for that. And this one, what a better way to start with a classic car than a Riley 1.5. BMW 2002, that sounds good, doesn't it? I'm not sure if this car is on show here or in actual fact just one of the staff cars, but this sort of 8990 Volvo 240 by this late stage originally would have been 2444 cylinder and 264 6-cylinder. You'll notice we're right at the end of production here. We've not only got those smaller impact bumpers, but we've got the side strips Volvo put in to try and modernise the car. Those familiar seats inside, I did learn to drive one of these many years ago. Solidly built, and oh, this one's a GL as well. Oh, we are upmarket, aren't we? Now, dotted around Bicester, you can't go around a corner without spotting a little gem like this one. This Ford Sierra Cosworth. I think it's the RS 500 limited version. They built to homologate the car, I think, for touring car racing. I think different ECUs and things like this. That's a beauty, isn't it? And aren't these worth so much money today? Making the most of the Halloween theme is a Scimitar GTE, and next to it it's joined by an original Honda Insight. Now these were really truly innovative cars. Unlike some of today's hybrids, these ones were just a two-seater, this one's an automatic, but generally I think they were manual gearboxes, so probably this one is I suspect is a Japanese import. Really rare. The batteries can be changed on these, so it's I think integrated motor assist is the correct terminology. So it's a petrol engine assisted by a battery, and those batteries can be uprated. Look at that. You can't believe that's a car from what sort of, in this case, getting on for 20 years ago, I think, when it was launched. If anybody does actually know what this is, which looks like the offspring from a relationship with a tractor and a 50s truck, then please let me know. So badged 16 ventilla or 16 valve to mere mortals like you and me, this is a Porsche 944. They moved quickly from the 2.5 where the car was launched with. They went through, I think, to 2.7 and eventually even to 3 litres. This is a 16 valve version, which is a very, very lovely Porsche 944S. They're great looking cars, aren't they? You know, proper 4-seat as well. You can get 2 kids in the back probably, but nevertheless, look really good value, those cars today. Arguably one of the best looking 3 Series is the E46 series. This particular one is in, to me, ideal spec, dark blue with leather interior, and it's a 330 Ci. Lovely looking car. Got the facelifted lamps at the front, so it's a later car. Early indicators weren't like that, and if you can't quite get yourself into an M3, this may be the one for you. It's a lovely car, isn't it? And we've got an M4 Competition in an absolutely stunning colour. That looks lovely, certainly to my eyes anyway. Not everybody may agree with that one. This lovely blue with a light coloured interior. That is quite some car. Look at the wheels on it. Good lord, that's lovely designer wheels, and the disc brakes are bigger than dinner plates, aren't they? That's packing quite some horsepower, I can imagine. So this Morris Marina Mk1, what would it be, 73, 74? The owner tells me, apart from the coffin on the roof, the owner tells me that it's been modified with an MGB engine. Now you probably remember, I think the B series engine was in the TC version of the Marina. The tax disc is original. It went into a barn in 1985 and just came out a year ago. So the owners modified it, spent a lot of time getting the car mechanically up to speed. The engine bay is immaculate, but on the outside it's a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing, to be honest with you. The owner tells me that it's got a really, really good turn of speed. What an incredibly unusual car, and rare to see a Mark 1 Marina estate these days, isn't it? So this race prepared BMW 2002 was also dragged out of a barn. Now the owner tells me it's got the original engine and block, but it's been uprated to 170 horsepower and the car weighs just 900 kilos. So go figure how fast that one is around the track. I think they plan to take it around the track, or maybe do a few hill climbs with it in future. It's been fantastically prepared. It's got a full cage in there by the look of it. Aluminium bucket seats. Can't imagine they're great for long journeys, but my word, I bet it absolutely flies, doesn't it? As of the 1978 model year, Porsche replaced the 911 and the Carrera with this Super Carrera model, which is, I think this looks like a 79 on a T, UK car by the look of it anyway. It's right hand drive, lovely tan interior. It's on the 911 SC register. That colour's absolutely stunning, isn't it? If you're going to have a 911 SC, probably that is one of the colours to have. Doesn't it pop? The sun's come out and it looks really good in it, doesn't it? I think this was Honda's 50th birthday present to itself, which was the S2000. This one's been modified. Still got the Honda VTEC engine in it. It's got a strut brace at the front. It's got a quite a big old splitter at the front, and in fact it's got a similarly large spoiler at the back. So I dare say that's going to see, or has seen, a fair bit of a motorsport action. Looking resplendent in silver is this modified 6th generation Civic, I think. What would that be? 99 on a T plate. Got some lovely alloys on it, hasn't it? Small, just 15-inch rims, but don't they look a treat with those gold centres? Yeah, I do like that, I must admit. Bucket seats in there, subtly modified, probably reasonably nippy, and a bit of a survivor. So I know a bit about Mark 1 MX-5s. I had a couple of them back in the day. This is a P registration, 95 miles. So mine was an N just a few weeks before the plate change. Couldn't wait to use it. This racing green model is in lovely order. Looks like it's got the original interior in it, and it does look certainly like a UK car rather than a UNOS import, becoming rare in this condition. Very rare in this condition. It may well be the base one. They actually launched a base 1.6. How I know? Because that's the one I had with steel wheels. You had to purchase the alloys on it, and it could well be this is the base 1.6, but nevertheless it's a lovely looking car and in really good nick. So set up by Lee Noble is Noble Sports Cars. I think built somewhere up in Leicester for a while. Now certainly defunct Lee left the company some time ago and the company changed hands. Not sure if they're still producing cars. Used some Ford bits, I believe the V6 Ford engine, a lot of milled aluminium in the interior, a bit like TVRs of the period. Really wide bodied, top marks for spotting the rear lights. Yeah, they're from a Mondeo Saloon by the look of it. Incredible looking cars and really rare today. So again, dotted around the campus here at Bicester Heritage is this Alvis. I think that would put it as what, 65, 66? I'm guessing now, I think it's a TD15. Apologies if that's not correct. Now Alvis was taken over by BMC and then promptly they closed it down and didn't do much with it, which was a really odd thing to do. Alvis are producing cars again. All the original bucks were kept, the plans were kept, and they produce a bespoke range of cars updated for today. So you pretty much could get something that looks like this even now, which is incredible, isn't it? So next to that we've got a Citroen Traction Avant, or traction in front, or front wheel drive to you and I. Relatively ahead of their times. This one looks like a French car. I'm not even sure these even came to the UK. I know Citroen had assembly in Slough, but I think this car predated it. Well, I'm not going to lie, I can't pretend I know too much about this 39 Chevrolet that looks like it's sort of semi-rally prepared. Well, it's an incredible piece of work, isn't it? Look at that grille. Huge fan hiding behind there. It says it's a Martel Deluxe, whatever one of those is. Yeah, please put the answers in the comments if you know more about this. It's quite a piece of work. In fact, apart from the tyre on the roof, it's got that unusual, looks like a stitched British flag on the boot lid. Some lovely features with the marker lights, with the indicator lights, the twin external fuel filler caps, and well, I'm not sure if it went on the 2016 Peking Paris rally, but it looks like it could have done, doesn't it? Yeah, if you know more about that one, please put me out of my misery. It's a beauty. So this, folks, is apparently a Triumph Vitesse 1460 Saloon with a 1767cc engine. Now, in actual fact, according to the Triumph register themselves, there's just 13 of these left. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it? I think probably the panel gaps you might be able to see from outer space. Not sure about that, but there you go. It's got a big roof. Before we knew that pano roofs were a thing, we used to call them sunroofs, didn't we, back in the day? It is incredible order. Look at that split rear screen and that hard external tyre cover. Well, it's got some great features. I'm not really an expert in 30s cars, but that one does look really well, doesn't it, in that blue colour? So a couple of other cars here for the starter motor group, as I mentioned earlier in the video, trying to get younger people interested in taking a first classic. And what a first classic this would be, wouldn't it? An S-type Jag. Wow, with a more sophisticated suspension than the Mark II. The Mark II looks at the front. What could be better? Many of those ended their days in chases on the Sweeney and such like. Next to it, we've got a lovely, lovely Riley Elf. Mini based, as you can see, mini based with a lot more usability. It looks like it's got those period alloys on there. I think when Dunlop actually produced alloy wheels, I suspect they're Dunlop. Yes, they are Dunlop alloy wheels. Don't they look a treat? It's got the wheel arch extensions. It looks like it's seen a bit of motorsport action. Oh, doesn't that look good? So I recently drove just a cooking 1.2 fire-engined Fiat 500, and that was a barrel of laughs. So check out the video for that on my channel. This one's altogether something else, isn't it? It's a modified Abarth, I guess, packing more than the Watt standard, 140 or 180 horsepower. Wow, it's got a lot of performance parts fitted there, and it looks absolutely stunning. That's black with gold wheels, and that gold stripe. Seldom do our Abarths look as good as that one. That one looks a treat, doesn't it? So I think this is pre-GM days. It's quite a late Saab. It's a K-plated, what, 92, 93 of the original series 900. Looking the best in the three-door, in my opinion. Got that fantastic velour interior, very upright dashboard, factory sunroof on that one, and a very practical, useful hatchback. And it's in lovely order, isn't it? It's got great, I think, turbo wheels on it, but in actual fact it's an XS. Doesn't it look a treat? So with a scary theme for Halloween is this TVR Spyder. This was really a TVR at its practical best, with a couple of seats in the back. Oh, not a huge amount of room there, but you could with a squeeze get a couple of people in the back. Milled aluminium parts inside, and that lovely fastback style body. Does look a treat, doesn't it? So this is the Porsche 944, but this one's the turbo version. Apparently the colour of this one, sort of off rose colour, is one that only ran for about a year. I think these have about something like 250 horsepower, something like that, versus a standard car. Not a huge amount, but it's got the old scary theme going on because of Halloween. And doesn't it look good? I do like a 944. So after recently driving a Maserati, I feel drawn to them like a moth to a flame. This is a Quattroporte. These are outstanding value for money. The owners bought this one recently as a practical family car. Well, that's what he's told his family, and it has got indeed a child seat, a Maserati branded child seat, and four doors. So it's a Quattroporte, hence nothing more than, I think, four-door in Italian. I think it's probably the third Quattroporte that Maserati have produced in their history. Must be well over 5 meters long. I think it's something like 4.7 litre manual. No, not manual, of course it's an automatic. This is the executive GT model. Some lovely, lovely features there. Vents on the side, probably need those with 4.7 litres. And that quite prominent nose on the Quattroporte. Honestly, start having a look at these used on Auto Trader or eBay. Try and do some man maths, because honestly these are just such a huge amount of car for the money, aren't they? So we've got another E46. This is an earlier car. Looking at the design of the indicators, it's an M3 Cabillo. Now this one is not a sequential manual transmission car, sequential manual gearbox rather. It is the potentially more attractive manual car in convertible format. You've got performance there, you've got a soft top motoring. Not really for a day like today, but when the sun comes out, what could be better? And ironically, next to it we've got its much younger stablemate, although pretty much similar in size, is this M2 Competition. Now these are truly revered in the press as drivers' cars, and actually, compared to some of the current BMW styling, they're much more acceptable to me anyway. It's not been hit by the ugly stick, it's quite a pretty looking car, but there you've got the two together. Take your pick. So it's always good to see a Clio V6, mid-engined, two-seaters. The original Mark 1 cars were built by TWR, Tom Wilkinson Racing, who ran the Arrows team and did a lot of work for the industry at the time. Later cars built by Alpine in Dieppe at the, I think, Renault Sport factory. This one is a little stunner, isn't it? I suspect it's been wrapped. But it does look amazing. The wheels are black rather than, I think, the standard silver. Again, forget luggage room in the back there. That's where the engine is. Lovely details like that side filler cap. Doesn't it look so purposeful? I think these have maybe got about 220, 250 horse, something like that. Not huge by today's standard, but what an incredible road presence it's got, hasn't it? Just looks amazing. Somebody's obviously gone the full French with this one and yellowed the lights up. What a Bobby Dazzler. Proudly displaying the obligatory prancing moose is, was it a prancing elk? I don't know, let me know. This Volvo 740 Estate. I think it's the early series D, that would make it 186. Love the martini thing going on there. What a practical, usable estate car these still are. People absolutely swear by these, and I can certainly understand why. A great usable classic there. So thanks again for joining me on Lot 76 cars from the Bicester Heritage Assembly. It's been a great event. Hope you've enjoyed the cars we've seen. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications to be informed of my next video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.